Commonwealth is a company mainly known for making Angry Birds plushes, but they've also made some other plushes for other franchises such as Mario, and also they've made a few other miscellaneous plushes. But today we're going to be looking at some Commonwealth plushes that were just discovered like less than a week ago. As though these plushes were made between late 2008 and early 2009 before Plants vs. Zombies was even made, so these plushes are really old and they were just discovered. And well, since these plushes were made before the game was ever actually released, it's probably some of the oldest, if not the oldest piece of Plants vs. Zombies merchandise that was ever made. But yeah, the first prototype Plants vs. Zombies plush is the pole vaulting zombie. Now, for some reason, both of these plushes use a blue body, which I have no idea why they do that, but it was most likely just because these were both prototypes, so they were just testing designs. And well, the bodies on this plush actually look very similar to the catapult zombie when he's out of his vehicle, so that could be what their bodies are based off of. But yeah, for the embroidery on the face, it seems to be pretty good, and the inside of the eyes are felt so they could collect debris and dust. And the headband's made out of a normal plush material, and the hair is also made out of some felt material. The hair kinda does look weird because it's attached to the head instead of just being under the headband, which I think it would have looked better if all the hair was under the headband instead of only being one piece of it. But yeah, for a very early prototype Plants vs. Zombies plush, they honestly didn't do that bad of a job with the face. And well, for the body of this plush, it's very clear that this plush was never meant to be released looking like this, just because it's just really inaccurate looking. And it's clear that they were just testing designs with the zombie's body, but the head does kind of look weird because it's sticking really far out because of the way his back is bent. But yeah, the hands on this plush actually look pretty good as well. They have some stitching on them to define the fingers, and they also seem to be pretty well stuffed and they look pretty good. And well, the shoes on this plush just look really basic and they kind of blend together with the rest of the body as well. It's just like a really basic looking plush. And well, it does seem that there might be something inside the shoes like cardboard or something to make the zombie stand up, because it's actually standing up in all of these images. So they either put something behind them to make them stand up, or the feet are just really well stuffed or something like that. But yeah, this plush is actually still for sale on eBay for the cheap price of $1,500. Yeah, these plushes are just really overpriced. So unless you have an extra $1,500 just laying around, I probably wouldn't recommend buying this plush, but if you want it, I guess you could. But yeah, there was also another prototype Plants vs. Zombies plush that Commonwealth made, and it uses all the exact same features for the body, and the only thing that's changed is the face. Once again, I have no idea what the zombie is based off of, if anything, as well, but doesn't really resemble any of the zombies in the game. But it's definitely more unique than the pole vaulting zombie, so in my opinion, this one's just better, because well, the pole vaulting zombie is not unique, but this one is. And while the stitching on the face looks pretty good, the inside of the sunglasses seem to be made out of a felt material, and they have some black embroidery inside of them to give them a bit more detail. And well, the mouth on this plush is actually a lot smaller than the pole vaulting zombie, mainly because, well, the sunglasses take up the majority of the face, so they had to make the mouth a lot smaller. And well, once again, the head does look pretty weird as well, but sticking really far out due to his back being bent really weirdly. But yeah, the rest of the plush is the exact same as the pole vaulting zombie, and once again, it seems that there might be something in the feet to make the plush stand up a lot better. And well, this plush actually sold like a few days ago, so yeah, I do see why this one sold as well, but it is a unique zombie plush, while the pole vaulting zombie just really isn't unique because there's tons of other pole vaulting zombie plushes. So it makes sense that this one sold first, but it was still just extremely overpriced. But yeah, these plushes are actually really interesting as well. No one knew they even existed until very recently, and well, I wonder if there's any other Commonwealth Plants vs. Zombies plushes that are just lost. As well, if these plushes weren't found for around 15 years, who knows if there's other Plants vs. Zombies plushes that Commonwealth had that no one has found yet. But if they do find more Commonwealth Plants vs. Zombies plushes, I'll obviously make another video about it. But yeah, it's really cool that this is most likely some of the earliest Plants vs. Zombies merchandise that was ever made, as it was made before the game was ever released. And it was pretty interesting to see that PopCap already decided to make merchandise for the game before it was even released, especially because, well, they had no idea if the game was going to be a success or not. So it's pretty interesting that they decided to have merchandise already start being made for it 6 months before the game was even released. But yeah, both these plushes are actually really interesting, and I really hope that there's more Plants vs. Zombies plushes that Commonwealth made, as well these ones are just really cool and interesting. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please like and subscribe. And comment down below which of these two plushes are your favorite. And yeah, have a great day.